Hello everyone, we are the Group 2, and today we will be talking all about functions. In today's agenda, we will be explaining what is function, why is it important in mathematics. We will also give 5 examples of functions and 5 examples of functions in real-life situations. We will also explain how can we use function in today's living and how can we relate function in other subjects.
What do we mean when we talk about functions in math? A function is an expression, rule, or law in mathematics that defines a relationship between one variable, which is the independent variable, and another variable, which is the dependent variable. A function is a type of relationship that maps exactly one input to one output. It is helpful to consider a function as a machine. The machine will accept specific types of inputs known as the function's domain and will produce exactly one output for each input. The basic notation for a function is f of x, where f is the function's name and x is the input variable. This is a function because there is exactly one output for every input. This is not a function because there is more than one output for a given input. For the input A, there are 2 output values, which is 1 and 3. This is also not a function because input B and C has 2 output values, 2 and 3, and 1 and 3.
Why is function important in mathematics? Mathematics is filled with functions, which are essentials for constructing interactions in the sciences. Mathematical output can be only estimated using functions based on the relationship between numerous key factors. Different ideas addressing the relationship between quantities may be seen. This relationship can be described in terms of a variable-based function. Additionally, one must be well-versed in functions if they are to comprehend the calculus principles.
Here are some of the examples of functions. F of x is equal to 8x minus 2. G of x is equal to 4x plus 6. F of x is equal to 3x square up minus 1. G of x is equal to 2x plus 3. F of x is equal to x squared minus 4.
Here are some examples of function. Evaluating of function. The given example for evaluating a function is f of x is equal to 3. To solve this equation, the formula for this equation is f of x equal squared plus 5x minus 3. Another example for evaluating function is f of x is equal to 0. Solve this equation is f of x equal squared plus 2x minus 1. Operation on function. The given example for operation on function in addition is f x plus 1 plus g 4x minus 5. The formula for this equation is f plus g of x equal f of x plus g of x. Another example for operation on function in multiplication is f x plus 1 multiplied by g 3x minus 4. The formula for this equation is f of x is multiplied by g of x. Composite function. The given example for composite function is f of x equal 3x minus 4 and g of x equal squared minus 3. The formula for this equation is f of g of x.
Here are the 5 examples of functions in real-life situations. Number 1. Soda snap or snap machine. Specified item is delivered to the output slot after the user inserts money and presses a particular button. If the user has entered more money than is required by the function rule, the product may occasionally be delivered along with the coins and change. The function rule is the price of the product. The input is the money combined to the selected button. Number 2. Thermometer. Both Celsius and Fahrenheit scales are typically included with thermometers. As an input-output table, a thermometer can be studied by students. Students with experience in inferring composite function rules may be able to compare the two scales and determine the mystery function rule or the conversation formula by comparing the two scales. Number 3. Circumference of a circle. It's a function of diameter. Students can measure the diameter and circumference of several round containers or lids and record that data in a table. If diameter is the input and circumference is the output, as they divide each container's circumference by its diameter to find that rule. They should notice our constant ratio, a rough approximation of pi. Number 4. Miles per gallon. A car's efficiency in terms of miles per gallon of gasoline is a function. A car typically gets 20 miles per gas, and if you input 10 gallons of gasoline, it will be able to travel roughly 200 miles. The car's efficiency may be a function of the car's design, speed, temperature, inside and outside of the car, and other factors. And lastly, number 5. Shadows. The length of a shadow is a function of its height and the time of the day. Shadows can be used to find the height of large objects, such as trees or buildings. The same function, ruled by which we compare the length of an upright ruler to its shadow, will help us find the unknown input.
How can we use functions to today's living? There are many situations that uses functions, but we just never noticed that it did. If any time that an action influences another, then that is considered a function. Besides mathematics, functions can also be used in real life or everyday living and experience. Let's take a look at some examples. First, functions can be used for calculating. We can use function to calculate the outcome of the inputted value. For example, nowadays, teachers can determine the average grade of the student by simply calculating the given grade or score of the student. By using the use of function, it makes it easier for them to compute the outcome of the grades. By using the function rule y is equals to f of x, which means inputting x into f results to y. In our case, the average grade of the student is equal to the grading machine of the score of the student. In short, the teacher inserts the score of the student, which is represented by the variable x, to a grading machine, which is represented by the variable f or the function, which gives them the average grade of the student, which is represented by the variable y. Second, functions can be used in economics or business. A function is also included when we put money in the line. Function can determine the initial amount that you can earn. For example, if we put an investment in a company, we can earn interest which give us rate or percentage of the amount of money we can earn. By using the function rule y is equals to f of x, in our case, the interest is equal to the company of the lended money. In short, if we are able to loan or lend money, the value of x, to a company, which is represented by the f or the function, it can then grow or develop into a successful company where it can give you your lended money plus a rate of percentage of interest, which is the outcome represented by the variable y. And that is how we can use functions in today's living.
Can we relate that function in other subject? How? Give an example. Yes, because function have many uses not only in math, it can also be used for age and height. If you randomly selected a group of people, you will observe a correlation between their age and height. This is because humans get taller throughout time and then level for a period. This is a relationship because if you enter a certain age and check all the person of that age, you will see that they all have by rules height. However, if you took a certain person's height throughout time, the height will be a function of age. This is because a person has just one age value at any one time in their life.